Hi, hello, and welcome back to another Skyblock video. My name is Osas, and today we are going to be talking about the new and updated Spooky Festival here in Skyblock. Specifically, I will be talking about what the best overarching strategy is to get the most candy or the most money in this event. Because at this point, those two things have kind of separated a little bit, but only by a little bit. But before I start talking about that, I would like to say that the 1,000 subscriber special is in the works, and it's probably going to be the video after this one, so keep a lookout for that. Okay, back to the video. First of all, where should you be for this event? The answer is more complicated than you might think. Common places that have been used for the old part of the spooky event are basically still here, but there are some slight changes. The Hub Castle Ruins, the Hub Crypts, the Spider's Den, and maybe the End Hole / Dragon's Nest are some good spots to find lots of mobs. And they're good because there's lots of mobs and they respawn quickly. So during the daytime when there isn't anything special going on, you just stick to your normal spooky festival ways. The metas have already been established. But in the nighttime, the new part of the event happens. So basically, instead of just killing mobs for candy, there are a whole bunch of new mobs that spawn in different places, such as the Graveyard, the Wilderness, the Spider's Den. Those are the three ones I've seen a lot of so far, but they probably spawn in other places as well. And from what I've noticed, these mobs only spawn when you aren't underground. So they will not spawn in the Hub Crypts, they won't spawn in like some parts of the castle, and they won't spawn in some parts of the end, but I'm not super sure about the end because it's kind of not used a whole bunch for the spooky event. The Spider's Den is hard to say because it's kind of like Swiss cheese, so they spawn sometimes and not in others. So really, you end up with the same options, but a little different, like I said. If you're grinding in the hub, I feel, and from experience, that the area near the fairy pond is the best place to be. What I'm talking about is this area from like right over here next to the dark auction and stuff to like over here, and then basically you follow the path this way, this area. There's lots of mobs here, and they're fairly condensed, so you can go back and forth if there's only like 2 people in the lobby. If you're grinding in the Spider's Den, simply go to the flat part of the island to grind, because there will be like complete not undergroundness, so lots of mobs will spawn. If your lobby has more than 3 people and you're in the hub, start hub switching until you find a new 2 or 1 person lobby. I've done this a whole bunch, and it pretty much works every single time for me. As you can see right now, I'm only in one with 2 people because I switched to this. Now, on to actually killing the mobs and what they give you. If you haven't noticed, these mobs only take 1 damage regardless of weapons normally. There are multiple ways to increase your DPS, most notably ferocity from things like a tiger pet, or the ferocity giving enchant, forgot exactly what it's called. Attack speed, weapons like the Flower of Truth that just attack multiple mobs at once. Most magic weapons do not work. I don't know if you consider this to be a magic weapon, but like Spirit Scepter, Bonzo Staff, apparently they don't work, which is probably a good thing because otherwise the Blast-O-Lanterns would be nullified. Hey, you. Yes, you over there. If this video helped you in any way, and you want to make me happy, I highly recommend subscribing and or liking the video. If you have any questions about the video or any comments, comment them down in the comment section. And if you want to talk to me, you can find me on my Discord, link is in the description. That's all, back to the video. Speaking of Blast-O-Lanterns, these things are absolutely amazing. If we were to head over to the AH here, look up Blast. We're just gonna buy a singular Blast-O-Lantern here, so I can show you what it's like. Basically, when you throw this, it'll fire it, and then it'll do 2 damage to anything in its radius. So in a couple of like seconds here, actually, I've timed this, you can see that these mobs are gonna spawn. So that did 2 damage to 2 mobs. Normally, you just do 1 damage, as you can see. So while a private spider dens lobby is probably still better, just because of the amount of mobs that spawn there during the daytime, and then the nighttime is probably still similar. If you can settle for the hub because it's a lot better now, when compared to the spider's den. They're just both been buffed. Like, you can get so much more candy than you used to, just from this nighttime part of the event, and it's also really fun. Now, what do these mobs drop? Not the candy, not like the trick-or-treat things yet, but I've noticed that these, the wraiths and the spirit of these phantom spirit guys, they tend to drop ectoplasm more than other things. I've also noticed that the wither gourds, obviously, they drop the blasto lanterns. They either drop 2 or 4, depending on, like, it's just luck based. And then I've also noticed that the trick-or-treaters tend to give more purple candy than, like, anything else. So if you really want candy, you can go for that. And then the Jerry's, like the scary Jerry's, I don't really know what they give. I mean, they could just be Jerry's, like, useless, normal Jerry, useless. But I'm not sure about those yet. I might add an edit to this video explaining what the Jerry's are likely to give. So now, onto how you should use these blasto lanterns. Now, of course, I mean, you could just throw them around. That's fairly simple to understand. Ooh, I got a thing. Oh. On how to use the blasto lanterns. If you just spam it a whole bunch, you're probably going to end up making a loss, as it would have been more profitable to just, like, sell the blasto lanterns in the first place instead of using them to kill. So if you don't really want to kill any of these mobs and you just want to sell the blasto lanterns, I guess you could do that. But the most effective thing to do is to kill mobs when there's either 4 mobs in a radius, or 3 mobs and at least one of them or 2 of them is a wither gourd. These wither gourds are the things that's gonna supply you with all of your needs. So, like right here, 3 wither gourds. I gladly use all of these because I, like, actually get more blasto lanterns than I started out with. And yeah, just like this trick-or-treat event is ending here in a couple seconds, so is this video. I hope that I helped you a little bit with some efficiency things and getting more candy in these events. I tried to give some of my personal tips, and yeah. With that out of the way, with the spooky festival out of the way, I have nothing more to say. See ya!